Hey, stop scrolling right now. If you are 60, 70, or even 80 years old and you feel like your energy has dropped off a cliff, your strength has faded, your sleep is terrible, and you just do not feel like yourself anymore, then what I am about to share with you in this video could genuinely change the way you wake up every single morning. All it takes is one simple thing added to olive oil before you go to bed. That is it. And by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what it is, exactly how to use it, and exactly why it works so well for men and women over 60. So stay right here because this is important. Welcome back to Healthy Aging, the channel dedicated to helping you live your best life at every age. I am so glad you are here today because what we are going to talk about is something that affects millions of people over the age of 60. And most of them have no idea that there is a natural food-based solution sitting right in their kitchen that could make a world of difference. Now, before we dive in, I want to be very clear about something. We are not talking about magic pills. We are not talking about expensive supplements that promise the world. And we are absolutely not going to tell you to take any kind of medication. What we are going to talk about is rooted in real nutritional science, real research, and real everyday habits that real people are using right now to feel stronger, sharper, and more alive after 60. So what is the big problem here? Why are so many older adults feeling so flat, so tired, so unmotivated, and so physically weak? The answer, for a large number of people, comes down to one word, and that word is testosterone. Now I know what you might be thinking. Testosterone? Is that not just a men's thing? Actually, no. Testosterone is important for both men and women. Yes, men have much higher levels of it, but women need it too. It plays a role in muscle strength, bone density, mood, energy, libido, brain function, and even the quality of your sleep. And here's the shocking part. After the age of 30, testosterone naturally begins to decline in the body. By the time a man reaches 60, his testosterone levels could be anywhere from 30 to 50% lower than they were in his 30s. For women, the drop is significant too, particularly after menopause. This decline does not just make you feel a little tired. It can completely change your quality of life. You wake up exhausted even after a full night of sleep. You lose muscle even though you are still active. You carry extra weight around your belly that simply will not budge no matter what you eat. Your mood becomes flat, your drive disappears, and you start to feel like the best years are behind you. But here's the truth, and this is the message of this entire video. You do not have to accept that. The body has incredible ability to respond to the right inputs. And the combination we are going to talk about today is one of the most well-supported, natural, and accessible ways to support healthy testosterone levels, improve your energy, and feel like a younger version of yourself again. The ingredient we are pairing with olive oil has been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine. Modern science has now caught up, and the research supports what ancient cultures already knew. And the reason we are combining it with olive oil specifically is not random. There is a very real and very interesting reason why these two work so well together, and it has to do with how your body absorbs and uses certain compounds at a cellular level. We will get into all of that detail as we go through this video together. So if you're ready to take a few minutes out of your day and genuinely invest in understanding what is happening inside your body and what you can naturally do about it, then keep watching. And if you find this valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone you love who might need to hear this today. Let us get into it. All right, let us talk about what actually happens to your body as you get older and why testosterone plays such a central role in so many of the symptoms that older adults struggle with every single day. Your body produces testosterone mainly in the testes for men and in the ovaries and adrenal glands for women. The brain sends signals to these organs telling them how much testosterone to produce. But as we age, this entire hormonal communication system becomes less efficient. The signals get weaker. The organs respond more slowly. And the result is a steady, gradual decline in testosterone output that affects almost every system in the human body. Now, let us be really specific about what low testosterone actually feels like in daily life, because I want you to connect with this on a personal level. If you are experiencing chronic fatigue, and by chronic, I mean you are tired all the time, not just after a long day, but even after a full night of rest, that is one of the most common signs that your testosterone levels may have dropped significantly. If you are finding it harder and harder to build or maintain muscle, even though you are walking regularly or doing some light exercise, that is another major sign. Testosterone is one of the key hormones responsible for muscle protein synthesis, which simply means your body uses testosterone to build and repair muscle tissue. When levels drop, so does your ability to hold onto muscle. Low testosterone is also strongly linked to increased body fat, particularly the kind that accumulates around the abdomen. This type of fat is not just a cosmetic issue. Abdominal fat is metabolically active, and it actually produces a substance called aromatase, which converts testosterone into estrogen. So the more belly fat you carry, the more testosterone you lose. It becomes a frustrating cycle that many older adults feel completely stuck in. Then there are the mental and emotional effects. Low testosterone is associated with low mood, reduced motivation, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and in some cases, even depression. Many older adults who are struggling with their mood and mental clarity are actually dealing with a hormonal issue that nobody has ever explained to them in plain language. Sleep is another area that is deeply affected. Testosterone is actually produced during sleep, particularly during the deep stages of sleep. So if your sleep is poor, your testosterone production suffers. And if your testosterone is low, it can disrupt your sleep further. Again, it is a cycle that feeds itself and gets harder to break the longer it continues. Now, here's something really important that I want you to understand. Your lifestyle has a massive impact on how much testosterone your body produces. This is empowering information because it means you have real control here. Research consistently shows that diet, sleep quality, physical activity, stress levels, and certain natural food compounds all play a significant role in either supporting or suppressing your body's natural testosterone production. And this is exactly where our combination of olive oil and the special ingredient we are about to reveal comes into the picture in a very powerful way. Olive oil on its own is already one of the most studied foods on the planet. It is a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, which has been linked to longer life, better heart health, lower rates of chronic disease, and yes, better hormonal health. But there is something very specific about extra virgin olive oil that makes it particularly relevant to testosterone. It contains a compound called oleocanthal, which has natural anti-inflammatory properties. It is also rich in monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, and it contains a fat-soluble compound called squalene. Research published in peer-reviewed journals has shown that olive oil can help support the function of Leydig cells, which are the cells in the testes that actually produce testosterone. In one notable study conducted in Morocco and published in the journal Lipids in Health and Disease, young men who replaced their regular cooking oil with either olive oil or argan oil for 3 weeks showed a meaningful increase in testosterone levels. This is not a minor finding. This tells us that dietary fat quality genuinely matters for hormonal health. But what if we could take the natural hormone-supporting power of olive oil and amplify it with another ingredient that has its own body of scientific evidence behind it? What if the combination of these two things, taken consistently before bed, could provide your body with the raw materials, the anti-inflammatory support, and the cellular environment it needs to naturally optimize your testosterone production overnight while you sleep? That is exactly what we are going to explore in the next section. And I think you are going to find it genuinely fascinating. Before we move on, though, I just want to remind you that we are halfway through this video, and I really do not want you to miss what comes next because the specific ingredient, the exact way to use it, the timing, the dose, and the reasons why it works are all coming up. So stay with me. This is where it gets really practical and really exciting. All right, here we go. The moment you have been waiting for. The ingredient we are talking about is ginger, specifically raw organic ginger root, freshly grated or in high-quality powdered form. And before you say, oh, I already know about ginger, I use it in tea, please stay with me, because what we are going to talk about here goes far beyond what most people know about this remarkable root. Ginger, known scientifically as Zingiber officinale, has been used in Ayurvedic medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, and Middle Eastern healing traditions for over 5,000 years. It has been used to support digestion, reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and support reproductive health. But what modern science has now confirmed is that ginger has a very specific and very meaningful effect on testosterone levels and male reproductive health. And there is a growing body of research to back this up. Let us look at the research because this is where it gets really interesting. A study published in the journal Tikrit Medical Journal followed 75 infertile men who were given daily ginger supplementation for 3 months. At the end of the study, the men showed a 17.7% increase in testosterone levels. That is not a small number. That is a genuinely significant hormonal shift. The same study also showed improvements in other reproductive health markers, including sperm count, sperm motility, and sperm viability. Another study published in the Arab Journal of Urology found similar results, with men who consumed ginger daily showing significant increases in serum testosterone compared to a control group. Now, how does ginger actually do this? There are a few different mechanisms that researchers have identified, and they are all worth understanding. First, ginger is a powerful antioxidant. Oxidative stress is one of the main factors that damages the Leydig cells in the testes, which are those testosterone-producing cells we mentioned earlier. Ginger contains compounds like gingerols, shogols, and parasols that neutralize free radicals and protect these cells from oxidative damage. When your Leydig cells are healthier, they produce more testosterone. It is that straightforward. Second, ginger has strong anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic low-grade inflammation, which is extremely common in people over 60, is one of the biggest suppressors of testosterone production. When your body is in a state of chronic inflammation, your hormonal system suffers. Ginger actively reduces inflammatory markers in the body, including compounds like prostaglandins and leukotrienes, which are known to interfere with testicular function and testosterone synthesis. Third, ginger appears to support the luteinizing hormone pathway. Luteinizing hormone, or LH, is the hormone that signals the testes to produce testosterone. Some research suggests that ginger can enhance LH production, which in turn stimulates more testosterone output. This makes ginger a potential supporter of the entire hormonal cascade rather than just a single point in the process. Fourth, ginger has been shown to improve blood circulation throughout the body, including to the reproductive organs. Good blood flow is absolutely essential for healthy testosterone production. Poor circulation is one of the many reasons that older adults often see declining hormone levels, and ginger's ability to act as a natural vasodilator means it helps open up the blood vessels and improve delivery of nutrients and oxygen to the organs that need them most. Now here is where the combination with olive oil becomes really important. Many of the active compounds in ginger, including the gingerols and shogols, are fat-soluble. That means they are absorbed more effectively by the body when they are consumed alongside a healthy dietary fat. An extra virgin olive oil is one of the best dietary fats you can possibly use for this purpose. The monounsaturated fats in olive oil actually enhance the bioavailability of ginger's active compounds, meaning your body gets more of the beneficial substances into your bloodstream when you consume ginger and olive oil together rather than separately. On top of that, olive oil itself contains several compounds that support hormonal health. The oleocanthal in olive oil acts like a natural anti-inflammatory, complementing ginger's anti-inflammatory action and creating a sort of a double protective effect on your hormonal system. The healthy fats in olive oil are also the building blocks of steroid hormones, including testosterone. Your body literally needs fat to make hormones. Choosing high-quality monounsaturated fat like that found in extra virgin olive oil gives your body the raw materials it needs to keep your hormonal production as robust as possible. So when you combine freshly grated ginger or good quality ginger powder with a tablespoon of high quality extra virgin olive oil and take it before bed, you are essentially giving your body a nightly package of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, hormone-building fats, and bioavailable bioactive compounds that work together to support your body's natural testosterone production while you sleep. And remember, the majority of testosterone production happens during sleep, particularly during the deep and REM stages. So timing this before bed is not arbitrary, it is actually strategic. Let us also quickly mention a few other things that make this combination particularly valuable for people over 60. As we age, our ability to produce and absorb certain nutrients declines. Our digestive systems become less efficient. Our inflammatory burden tends to increase. Our antioxidant defenses weaken. This combination addresses all of those issues simultaneously. It is not doing one thing. It is doing several important things at once, and that is why people who try it consistently often notice multiple improvements in how they feel, not just in one area. And for the women watching, I want to speak to you directly for a moment. While the testosterone conversation is often framed around men, the truth is that women after menopause experience their own significant decline in testosterone. This can lead to fatigue, loss of muscle tone, reduced libido, mood changes, and difficulty maintaining a healthy weight. The combination of ginger and olive oil supports hormonal balance more broadly and may be beneficial for women as well, particularly when it comes to managing inflammation, supporting energy levels, and maintaining metabolic health. As always, individual responses vary, and speaking with your healthcare provider is always a smart step. Okay, I want to pause here for just a second because I know some of you have been watching for a while now, and I just want to say thank you for sticking with this. What I am about to share in this next section is really the practical part, the part where everything becomes actionable. This is where you go from knowing about it to actually doing something with it. And I genuinely believe that the next few minutes could be some of the most useful minutes you spend all week. So let us keep going. Now that we understand why this combination works, let us talk about exactly how to use it, how much to use, when to use it, and what you might realistically expect to experience over time. The preparation is beautifully simple. You do not need any fancy equipment, no blender, no special kitchen tools, just a small glass or teaspoon and 2 ingredients. Here's what you do. Take 1 tablespoon of high-quality extra virgin olive oil. And when I say high quality, I mean the real stuff. Look for cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil with a harvest date on the label. The fresher, the better. Avoid refined or light olive oil because those have been processed in ways that remove many of the beneficial compounds we just talked about. To that tablespoon of olive oil, add either a 1/4 teaspoon of high-quality organic ginger powder or a small amount of freshly grated raw ginger root, roughly equivalent to a thin 1 centimeter slice of fresh ginger root. Both forms of ginger are effective. Fresh ginger contains higher levels of gingerols, while dried ginger is richer in shoggols, both of which have their own set of beneficial properties. So either form works well, and you can alternate or choose the one that is most accessible and convenient for you. Stir the two together in the small glass and consume it directly. Some people prefer to add a tiny pinch of black pepper to this mixture because black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which has been shown in research to significantly enhance the absorption of many plant-based compounds. Just a tiny pinch is all you need, not enough to taste strongly, just enough to get that absorption benefit. This is completely optional, but it is a nice addition if you are someone who wants to optimize every detail. Take this mixture roughly 30 to 45 minutes before you go to bed. The reason for the bedtime timing, as we discussed earlier, is that your body does the majority of its hormonal work while you sleep. By giving it these supportive compounds just before sleep, you are essentially priming your system with what it needs during its most productive hormonal window. Think of it as giving your body the right tools before it goes to work overnight. Now, consistency is absolutely everything here. This is not a one-time fix, it is a habit. Like any nutritional intervention, the benefits build over time. Most people who follow this consistently report beginning to notice subtle changes within 2 to 3 weeks. Things like slightly better sleep quality, less of that morning stiffness, a little more energy during the day. By 6 to 8 weeks of consistent daily use, many people report more significant changes. Better energy overall, improved mood, improved physical performance, a greater sense of vitality. These are the kinds of changes that happen when you are genuinely supporting your body's natural hormonal processes over time. Not overnight magic, but real, sustainable, gradual improvement. Now let us talk about some complementary lifestyle habits that will amplify the benefits of this nighttime routine, because no single habit exists in isolation. Your hormonal health is the product of everything you do, everything you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and how you manage stress. The first thing is sleep itself. We have mentioned that testosterone is produced during sleep, but let us be even more specific. Research shows that men who consistently sleep less than 5 hours per night have significantly lower testosterone levels than men who sleep 7 to 8 hours. If you want to naturally support your testosterone, prioritizing sleep is non-negotiable. Try to maintain a consistent sleep schedule, keep your bedroom cool and dark, and avoid bright screens for at least an hour before bed. The second thing is resistance exercise. Now, I am not talking about heavy powerlifting or anything that is going to put strain on your joints. I am talking about gentle resistance training, using body weight, resistance bands, or light weights. Even 2 to 3 sessions per week of gentle resistance exercise has been shown in research to meaningfully stimulate testosterone production in older adults. Squats, seated leg presses, wall push-ups, resistance band rows. These are all accessible, safe options for people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. The muscle tissue you build and maintain through these activities also acts as a metabolic engine that helps support healthy hormone levels over time. The third thing is managing your stress levels. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is one of the biggest natural suppressors of testosterone in the body. When you're under chronic stress, your cortisol stays elevated, and that high cortisol directly suppresses testosterone production. Practices like gentle walking in nature, deep breathing exercises, meditation, even just laughing and spending time with people you love, all of these things lower cortisol and give your testosterone a better environment to thrive in. This is not fluff, there is real biochemistry behind it. The fourth thing is watching what you eat overall. Your diet has a profound effect on your hormonal environment. Eating a diet rich in whole foods, colorful vegetables, quality proteins, and healthy fats like those found in olive oil, nuts, avocados, and fatty fish creates a hormonal environment that is conducive to healthy testosterone levels. On the other hand, diets high in ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, and poor quality fats have been shown to suppress testosterone and increase inflammation, which, as we now know, is one of the main enemies of healthy hormone production. The fifth thing, and this one surprises many people, is sunlight. Getting 15 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight exposure supports your body's production of vitamin D, which is one of the most well-documented natural supporters of testosterone. Vitamin D is not really a vitamin at all. It behaves more like a hormone in the body, and there are testosterone receptors that are dependent on vitamin D to function properly. A large body of research shows that men with higher vitamin D levels tend to have higher testosterone levels. So getting outside in the morning and soaking up a little natural light is a genuinely powerful habit for hormonal health. Now, a word about what this routine is not. This nighttime olive oil and ginger habit is not a replacement for medical care. If you have symptoms that are severe or that are significantly impacting your quality of life, please speak with your doctor. A simple blood test can tell you your actual testosterone levels, and your healthcare provider can help you understand what is going on and what options are available to you. What we are talking about here is natural nutritional support for healthy hormonal function. It is complementary to good medical care, not a substitute for it. We have covered a lot of ground in this video together, and I want to take this final section to bring everything together clearly, to talk about the full picture of what this simple habit can do for your overall quality of life, and to leave you with something genuinely useful and genuinely hopeful. Let us do a quick summary of everything we have learned. We have learned that testosterone declines naturally with age, and that this decline affects energy, muscle mass, mood, sleep, cognitive function, body composition, and overall vitality in both men and women. We have learned that olive oil contains compounds including oleocanthal, scoline, and monounsaturated fatty acids that support hormonal health, reduce inflammation, and provide the fat-based building blocks that the body needs to produce steroid hormones like testosterone. We have learned that ginger contains powerful bioactive compounds including gingerols and shogalls that act as antioxidants and anti-inflammatories, protect testosterone-producing cells from oxidative damage, support the luteinizing hormone pathway, and improve circulation to reproductive organs. We have learned that multiple peer-reviewed studies have shown meaningful increases in testosterone levels associated with regular ginger supplementation. And we have learned that combining ginger with olive oil enhances the bioavailability of ginger's active compounds, while also providing complementary hormonal support, making the combination more effective than either ingredient used alone. We have also talked about the practical steps. 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil with a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger powder or fresh grated ginger, optionally with a tiny pinch of black pepper, taken 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Every night, consistently over weeks and months. Simple, affordable, accessible to almost everyone. And we have talked about the lifestyle habits that amplify these benefits. Good quality sleep of 7 to 8 hours, gentle resistance exercise 2 to 3 times per week, stress management through breathing, walking, and social connection, a whole food diet rich in color, protein, and healthy fats, and morning sunlight exposure to support vitamin D and the hormonal cascade that depends on it. Now, I want to spend a moment talking about something that does not get discussed enough when we talk about hormonal health and aging, and that is the emotional and psychological dimension of this. So many people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s are quietly suffering. They are not sleeping well. They do not feel motivated. They look in the mirror and do not recognize the person staring back at them. They feel like their best years are behind them, and they have started to accept that this is just what getting old feels like. And I want to say to those people directly, please do not give up on your body. Your body is not done. It still has capacity to change, to improve, to regenerate, and to thrive. It just needs the right support, the right habits, and the right inputs. The beauty of what we have talked about today is that it is completely within your control. You do not need a prescription. You do not need an expensive clinic visit. You do not need a complicated program. You need a bottle of good olive oil, a piece of ginger root, or a jar of ginger powder, and the commitment to show up for yourself every single night before you go to bed. That is a starting point. That is a foundation. And from that foundation, as you build better sleep habits, better movement habits, better stress management, and better eating habits, you create an environment inside your body where hormonal health can naturally improve and where the symptoms of hormonal decline can begin to ease. I have seen this kind of transformation happen in people's lives when they commit to taking their health seriously in a natural, sustainable, sensible way. When they stop waiting for someone else to fix them and start making small but powerful daily choices that compound over time into remarkable changes. That is what healthy aging actually looks like. It is not about turning back the clock or pretending that aging does not happen. It is about giving your body everything it needs to function at its absolute best at every stage of life. Now, let me also touch on a few additional natural foods and nutrients that research supports as beneficial for hormonal health in older adults, just so you have a broader picture of how to support yourself nutritionally beyond the ginger and olive oil habit. Zinc is one of the most important minerals for testosterone production. Foods rich in zinc include pumpkin seeds, oysters, beef, chickpeas, and cashews. Research consistently shows that zinc deficiency is associated with lower testosterone levels, and that zinc supplementation in deficient individuals can meaningfully raise testosterone. Magnesium is another mineral that plays a role in testosterone regulation. Dark leafy greens, almonds, dark chocolate, and legumes are all good sources. Vitamin D, as we mentioned, is critical. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, egg yolks, and fortified foods are dietary sources, but sunlight is the most powerful way to support vitamin D levels naturally. Ashwagandha, an adaptogenic herb with a long history in Ayurvedic medicine, has been shown in multiple clinical trials to reduce cortisol and support testosterone levels in men. It can be taken as a tea or in powder form, mixed into warm milk or water. Pomegranate juice is another interesting one. A study from Queen Margaret University in Edinburgh found that daily consumption of pomegranate juice for 2 weeks led to a 24% increase in salivary testosterone levels in both men and women, along with improvements in mood and blood pressure. These are the kinds of natural food-based tools that can all work together to support your hormonal and overall health as you age. The bottom line is this: you have more power over how you age than you have probably been told. Your hormones, your energy, your strength, your mood, and your vitality are not entirely at the mercy of time. They are deeply influenced by the choices you make every single day. And those choices do not have to be complicated or expensive. They can be as simple as a small glass of olive oil and ginger before you go to bed tonight. Starting tonight, just try it. Give it 4 to 8 weeks of genuine consistency and pay attention to how you feel. Notice your energy levels in the morning. Notice how your mood shifts through the day. Notice whether your sleep gets deeper. Notice whether that brain fog starts to lift a little. Your body will tell you what is working if you're paying attention. If you are already doing something natural for your hormonal health or your energy levels, or if you have tried ginger or olive oil before in any form, I would absolutely love to hear about your experience. Here's my question for you today in the comments below. Have you ever used ginger or olive oil as part of your health routine? And if so, what did you notice? Or if this is all new to you, what are your thoughts on trying this natural approach to supporting your hormonal health? Drop your answer below, because I genuinely read these comments and your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take that first step. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help this channel reach more people who need this kind of information. And if you know someone who is struggling with low energy, poor sleep, or just feeling older than they should, please share this video with them. It might just be the thing that changes their day, their week, or their life. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Make sure you are subscribed to Healthy Aging so you never miss a new video. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself, because you absolutely deserve to feel amazing at every age.